Usyk guy is talented. He's so talented. He's so small for a heavyweight too.
But the point is if you box with that boxer, you will lose. He is the best.
Winning an Olympic gold medal, clearing out cruiserweight, and now becoming the guy at heavyweight of his generation.
Joe Rogan praised Oleksandr Usyk's victory over Tyson Fury, calling him one of the greatest ever. Rogan also expressed concerns about Fury's condition, suggesting that his previous fights might have taken a toll on his resilience.
He's fighting Usyk again.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a tough fight.
Yeah.
That Usyk guy is talented. He's so talented. He's so small for a heavyweight too. He's nonstop movement and his footwork and everything. It's so different than anybody else. Joshua didn't know what to do with him. He's like, where is this guy going to be when I'm throwing punches? He was moving all over the place.
Joe Rogan praised Oleksandr Usyk as a phenomenal fighter during one of his podcasts. He highlighted Usyk's success, exceptional footwork and technique, describing him as a great talent. Rogan emphasized Usyk's rare ability to outmaneuver opponents, showcasing his skills as a masterful technician in the heavyweight division.
You know, and so when you have an elite athlete like Joshua, who's like fast and knockout power, he can excel without having the kind of technique that a guy like Lomachenko and Usyk were trained by the same guy. They were both trained by Lomachenko's father. So they both have extreme technique. And then you have Bivol and Bitter Beef that just fought. Same thing. Both like super Soviet style boxing, and you go, whoa, like this is technique, like really, really high level technique. But it's rare that someone with that kind of technique gets into the heavyweight division.
And that's why Fury is just a magnificent.
Experts agree that if you step into the ring with Oleksandr Usyk, you're likely to lose because he's simply the best, Rogan said with conviction. According to them, Usyk's results speak for themselves. However, many fans, particularly those loyal to Tyson Fury, find it hard to accept this reality.
The first thing I've got to say is, why did Tyson Fury lose this? Well, I said in my prediction, there is only one way to beat Oleksandr Usyk. I've been saying the same thing ahead of Anthony Joshua's fights with him, ahead of everyone's fights with him. You've got to fight a kill or be killed fight. And even then, it's not a guaranteed way to beat him. Like, it doesn't mean if you fight, kill or be killed, you're going to win. But the point is if you box with that boxer, you will lose. He is the best at that. I said in that first fight, Tyson Fury had good energy and a good moment up to round 7, and at that point his energy started to go, his punches became less effective, and he was less of a threat. So you need to come into this fight and go in for the kill within those rounds, or you're gonna fucking lose, man. Guaranteed. And I'm not saying like, oh, stick it on him, like as if it's like that simple. You've obviously got to do it, you know, responsibly, cleverly, but you've got to force the issue, because this man, he understands the laws of boxing too well. You've got to break the rules in order to beat him, and that requires you to do unorthodox things, to do unpredictable things. And when you do clip him, empty the fucking gas tank and go after him with every last drop of energy you've got. You've got to race him instead of staying with him, because when you try and stay with him, you have to play by the rules, and when you do that, he wins every fucking.
Rogan wasn't alone in praising Usyk's unique skill set. Many experts have highlighted his exceptional movement and ability to outmaneuver opponents. Usyk's footwork is so precise that he can seamlessly close the distance, applying pressure with calculated aggression. Unlike flashy boxers who rely on showmanship, Usyk is all business, focused solely on proving he's the best fighter.
Nice. All right, one thing I love about Usyk, he gets right on his opponent. Usyk answered it. He goes, I'm ready. Your Excellency, Turkey, please make this matchup, right? And I love that he's just, you can tell he's an athlete who just wants to prove that he's the best, right? There is no showboating. There is no trash talking. He's like, yes, we can do it. Well, we'll fight again. And I think after he beats Daniel Dubois, he's already beat Daniel Dubois. He's already beat Anthony Joshua twice. He's already beat Tyson Fury twice. If he beats Daniel Dubois twice, there's nothing left for this man to prove in boxing. I think this man lays the gloves down, walks away from the sport of boxing, spend time with his children, his wife. He mentioned his kids are in judo, and I think it'll be awesome for him to be able to walk away from the sport.
Teddy Atlas, a legendary boxing trainer and analyst, weighed in on Usyk's greatness by asking a question that resonates with the boxing community. Who is going to beat Oleksandr Usyk? Atlas has consistently praised Usyk's adaptability, noting that his ability to adjust his strategy mid-fight is unparalleled.
He doesn't let it get away from him because he knew that if he let another round go like that, it could get away from him. The momentum started to flow that way. So what does he do in the 6th round? He comes out and dominates the round. He comes out and takes control. And what does he do for the next 5 rounds, whatever? At least on my scorecard. And maybe on the judges, I didn't see their score. But for the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th round, 5 rounds in all, I give it to him.
Last question for you. One word answer. It's an easy one. Will anyone in this era beat Oleksandr Usyk, yes or no?
There's one guy out there.
Name him.
Father Time.
Experts and analysts like Spencer Oliver and John Rawling have delved into what makes Usyk extraordinary. They emphasize that Usyk's impact goes beyond his performances in the ring. His discipline, humility, and dedication to his craft inspire not just boxing fans, but athletes across all sports. Usyk represents the best qualities of a champion, both as a fighter and as a person.
We know what's going on in Ukraine and what he stands for, and that passion, that emotion comes with him inside the ring, and we see that in his performances. Like, he's a guy, an incredible guy that, like, you get to round 9 and you think now that, they're starting to feel it here, the psychological battle's coming in, they're blowing a gasket, fatigue setting in, but he's a guy that's got the ability to be able to turn a screw and turn it on in those last championship rounds, and that is the difference between him and the others.
Actually, within the context of a fight, isn't he? He knows when to put the pressure on. He reads a fight so well. And if it's close, you know he's going to find that little extra gear.
John, it's that last 30 seconds of each round, when the round's close and you're thinking, which way is this going to go here? Because it was seesawing all the time in there. He's got the ability to, that last 30 seconds, to switch it on, put those combinations together, and that's the eye-catching stuff, the stuff that stays in the judge's mind. And they're the ones where them swing rounds, where they were quite close, that was what was getting him the rounds. And that was just enough. So, he might land a couple of big right hands or a little combination, and that sticks with the judge. And I think that's the way the sort of fight went. Very close.
Sticks with the judge, and I think that's the way the sort of fight went. Very close fight, though. Combat sports journalist Luke Thomas described Usyk's most recent performance as very elite. He highlighted the meticulous preparation and flawless execution that Usyk brought into the ring. According to Thomas, Usyk's dominance silenced critics who doubted his ability to maintain his supremacy.
That is Oleksandr Usyk, and he shred those plans and never let them come to fruition today with a very, very, very good performance, a elite performance, if ever there was one. I said this during the middle of the broadcast, and I'm going to repeat it here for folks who might be just joining us at the moment, which is that if there was something that really kind of signified the strength of Mayweather in his prime, or at the end of his prime, certainly at a bare minimum, if you didn't get enough rounds to win in the first 6, you're going to be fucked in the latter half of that bout. You got the first 6 rounds to do something, and if you don't really get it going there, it's curtains for you. And Usyk has exactly that same kind of gene. Usyk isn't just good down the stretch when he needs to be. Usyk is clutch. There have been multiple times at cruiserweight against some of his toughest foes, Breedis and others, in that Super 6 series, and certainly at heavyweight as well. There's been rounds he needed